Okay, so today we are going to do a DIY scroll. I have my helper, Camden. Camden, say hi.
Hi.
He is gonna do his own project today because my best thing, or my best tip, I guess, for the kids, when you're doing DIY projects, people ask me all the time how I get so much done around my house. It's because I have helpers. I let them help out or do whatever they wanna do while I'm doing it. And so today he's gonna make his own little scroll for his room. With paint. These are paint markers. Got our worker bag here. You're gonna take your scroll, or the butcher paper, and you're going to make a scroll out of it. So, what you're gonna do is unravel it. You're gonna want the amount of space that you want to write. So however big you want your scroll, you should measure that a couple inches up from the bottom. And then add probably an extra, I would say 6 inches on the top and 6 inches on the bottom. So if I want a 2 feet, looks beautiful, Camden, you didn't eat. If you want to do a 2-foot scroll in the middle, then you need that extra foot from 6 inches on the top and 6 inches on the bottom. It doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of estimate what you want. So for this one, also the bottom does not have to be nice. He just cut this and it's totally fine because I'm going to use that as the area that I roll. So here's my 6 inches about from the bottom, and then let's say I want my scroll part to be, about this big in the middle. Then I'm going to keep going on the top and do an extra like 6 inches or so. I think it's better to have it bigger than to have it not big enough. So that's probably plenty big for us today. So then you're just going to go ahead and cut that. Like I said, resourceful, can't find my scissors, so I'm using my kid's scissors. Use what you got.
Mine.
Your letters look beautiful. He's doing all these wonderful letters. They look so great. Good job, buddy. Okay. We're going to put that down. Okay. So now you've cut your scroll area. You are now going to roll the bottom up those couple of inches. So probably 1 to 2 times you want to roll your paper, and you're going to keep just kind of probably, I'd say maybe a fist's worth of space inside of your scroll. It does not have to be perfect. You just roll it loosely. You don't want it too tight. So roll it loosely. You don't want it too tight, guys. All right, then you're going to take either your paper clips, or in this case, I'm going to do tape, and you're just going to tape the back side to itself. I'm sorry, the inside to the back side, so it stays. Do one first. It'll kind of keep rolling because of the way the paper was made. So you're going to do that. Same thing, kind of put your fist in, kind of measure it the way. I mean, it does not have to be perfect. You just want it to be kind of even. Beautiful, Camden. Okay. So now, as you can see, I taped the back side. So that's what it's going to look like on the inside. And that's going to stay exactly where it is. But obviously, like I said, the paper's going to roll. So now you want something on the bottom here that's going to help keep it that way while you write. So just find something that you have around your house and just put it there. The paper's pretty light, so it's just something that's going to keep it. Yeah, don't make it too messy. Tip from Camden. Okay, so that's the bottom. I'm going to share his top space like this. And now we are actually going to roll the top part the same exact way to create our middle space where we're going to write. So,
I made a middle space.
He did. So we're going to go ahead and roll that now the same way. So roll it 1 to 2 times. And that's about where I'm going to want my space. And you want this roll to probably be matched the bottom one, but honestly, you're not gonna know if it's not perfect. Like I said, I'm not even measuring. You guys can see I'm not even measuring this precisely. You just kind of do it.
You don't want it messy.
It's gonna roll on you.
You don't want to get messy with paint on.
It's true, you don't. You don't want to get messy. Just
And I want to make an L, so I should make an L.
make an L. That sounds like a great idea.
Dada, look at my L.
Okay, so same thing. It's not gonna go, if you can see, I can't push it any further up. It is gonna roll down on me, but push it all the way up. And then same thing, you're gonna want to put something at the top. I'm just gonna grab stuff from mine. You're gonna want something to kind of keep, let me use pumpkins, because you know, this is a fall project, right? So there we go. So it's gonna be pretty easy to stay the way it is. So this is the first step. You've created your scroll kind of base, if you will.
Mommy, look at my G.
Okay, so I've lost my helper, but that's okay. So if you can't see that, I know it's a little bit thin, so it's hard to see. I am gonna go over it with thicker marker in a minute, but for now, I'm just doing the thin marker. So now my next letter, you're gonna wanna keep the tops of the letters the same. That's kind of, for me, that's been my trick that I feel like makes it look the best. So now I'm doing my E. Again, I'm doing the line the same length as the last one. You want to keep the width the same too. So if I kept my H about, 2 inches apart, then my E, you're going to want to keep that the same amount as well. So then the top of the E, if you can see, I'm keeping it the same as the one over here. So there you go. Those are my 2 letters. Now I'm going to do L. It's a little hard from this, so sorry if you're seeing the back side of me. L. There's one L. We're gonna do another L, kind of come over here. Same thing, keeping it the same, the same width apart. It's okay if it's not perfect. And then obviously my O, you want that to be the same as well. I feel like O's are like the hardest letters to do. So definitely not perfect, but that's okay. So there you go, you have hello. So hello to me is your first part. And now if you wanted to, you can go over it. Obviously it's easier to go from the front than it is from the side. I just happen to, want to show you guys the letters. So now I'm gonna thicken it up, now that I've done it thin. You can go over it a few times if you want or need to, but keeping it the same. Okay, now it's time for the cursive portion that I'm going to do. To me, this has been like the most helpful part of hand lettering that I've learned a while back. And it's just that, first of all, this part can be a little more, I guess, imperfect. But as you do cursive, you just want to basically do your straight cursive first. So however you want to do that, you're going to do your lettering just kind of almost normal, but try to spread out your letters as far as you can. So excuse me, Cam. So I'm gonna do pumpkin.
That says it. That says pumpkin hello.
It says pumpkin. I like to keep, and obviously I've learned how to do it a little better along the way, but do as many kind of loopies as you can and make it look as fun as you can. That's an E, it's a big E, huh? So there's the first part, it's just in thin lettering. The second part you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna do all your downstrokes thick. So after you do your cursive, you're gonna take your thicker marker and you're gonna take all your downstrokes. So you kind of might have to almost in your head redo the letters. So I went up, obviously, on this loop, and then I went down. So on the down portion, you're gonna wanna just thicken that up with your thick marker. See how that is? It's just going to make it look like it was done with calligraphy and all of that, but it's obviously not. It's kind of a trick way of doing it. So I went down, then I went back up, then this P, obviously, I went down this portion. And you can kind of, with this marker that has the chisel on the side, you can kind of thicken the middle portion. This is obviously just something I've learned with time. But you want to thicken the middle portion, and the top and the bottom are going to get thinner obviously as you go. So there's your P. Then again you went up and then kind of down this portion, but I probably won't do too much to that. Went up and then down to the U. So again, you're just gonna thicken, and then on the curved part, I feel like is where it kind of thins out a little bit.
That's a U?
That's a U, and then you're gonna go, down a little bit on this. You can kind of thicken that a little bit if you want to. I try not to thicken my connectors too much, just because I feel like then it makes it look funky. Again, you're gonna go down with this portion of the end. You're gonna take it. You're gonna take one end and you're gonna put it inside of your scroll. I start kind of like shoving it in there. Then you're just going to take your scroll and put it up on its side and basically drop in your twine so it comes out the other side. Don't shove your hand down in there too much, because if you do that, it might rip. So don't do that. Yeah. So there you go. It should come out the end. See? Camden, want to grab that for me? Grab the twine at the end. The twine. There you go. All right, now he's got that side for me. You can let it roll up if you want to at this point. Now you're gonna take your ends. Can I have that other end? Thank you. And you can kind of see that it's come up the side. I kind of do it as tight as I can, because I feel like if not, it just looks funky. But I basically kind of pull it together right here in the center. And right where it comes together, you're just going to leave a couple extra inches. You're gonna cut it. After you cut it, you're gonna tie a little knot.
Oh, so mommy.
Yeah.
You go tie a knot, then they have screws, then they will put the screws
On the wall.
Then
Perfect.
it'll hang on it.
Yes. Can you look at everybody in the camera and say, I just had a donut from Daddy? Look at,
I just had a donut from Daddy.
you look good. All right. So then, like I said, oh, sorry, there's a little more in there than I thought, so never mind. You're gonna tie it tighter. Make sure you pull. I did not pull, so I didn't know. So actually, I can pretty much cut. I'm wasting this.
No, you're
Just,
wasting
I
it.
am wasting it, huh? There we go. I didn't know there was more in there. So you're just gonna go ahead and tie this portion. So tie this pretty
Mommy
tight.
put tape on the table.
I put tape on the table.
Yeah, what?
I know, it's okay.
Oh.
So sorry. There you go. Okay. So I have this now. Excuse me, Camden. Now this part, you're gonna have to roll it out or push your twine until it hits the right point. Because as you saw when I just held it up, it showed the wrong part. So you've got to kind of push your twine up nicely because it's a little bit tight. You're gonna push it up until you get to a point where you can hang this and that the right part is going to show.
I'm the ceiling.
So,
Look at me.
the sheriff? Oh, you are the sheriff. Got a tag on his shirt. Okay,
Ah.
so there we go. And you're gonna make sure that's all. And this now will hang wherever you want it to hang. And that is it, you guys. It's so simple. And these things are expensive when you buy them online. I mean, they're beautiful, and if you don't want to do the hand lettering and you don't want to, spend the time doing this, you can get these done by professionals, obviously, and they're gonna print them and make them look beautiful. Oh, and last thing, you obviously have pencil mark. Go ahead and take some time, erase that, and you're good to go. You've got a beautiful little scroll for your home, and you can use these for year-round. I use these for birthday parties, for gifts. I've done them as wedding gifts before.
Yeah,
They're
that
fun.
looks so pretty. That looks so
You like it? Done.
Is that